Good morning, friends. Today we'll discuss this English Olympiad Type 1 exercise. Substitute the following sentences with one word. One who's mostly absent, and your options were trustee, tutor, truant, none of these. Any guesses? Yes, you are right. C is the correct answer. Why? Truant is a person who escapes from classes, from meetings, or from things he's supposed to attend. Trustee is a person who takes care of a trust. Tutor, of course, you know a tutor. Some of you might have tutors at home, someone who teaches you. One who is very learned. Options are brilliant, ambitious, erudite, leader. Now, leader, of course, not necessary that a leader has to be learned. You have seen a lot of Indian politicians. Jokes apart. Ambitious has ambition, but may not be learned. Brilliant means something which is splendid. Okay? So, again, it has got nothing to do with learned as such. It has a remote connection. He's a brilliant student, right? So, he's an intelligent student. But the correct word is erudite. Erudite is a person who is very learned. A person who is in charge of a museum. So, how many of you have been to a museum? You must have seen in charges over there. Creator? No. Curio? No. Caretaker? No. Curator is your answer. Option D. So, let's look at all of these words. Creator is someone who creates things. Caretaker, yes, it's a general term. Caretaker of a house, caretaker of a bungalow. But we have a better option, which is curator. And curator is specifically someone who takes care of the museum, who is responsible for the functioning of the museum. A caretaker may not be responsible for the functioning. He might just be a chowkidar somewhere. Curio is something, which is like a souvenir, something which is rarely available, something which is of interest to people. A small thing, right? If you get an African mask, it might be a curio. A person who looks at the dark side of things. My God. Always thinks negatively. No, not optimist, not at all. Optimist is a person who looks at the bright side of things. Pacifist? No, not at all. Pacifist is a person who finds non-violent ways of solving things or who believes in non-violence. Gandhi was a pacifist. Pessimist? Yes. He always looks at the dark side of things. So, for example, if crossing a road, he would always think that I'll be hit by a car. Whereas an optimist, even if he is walking in the middle of the road, would think that a car would not hit me. So too much optimism and too much pessimism, both are bad. A person who is not an expert in an area or activity. Yes. No, not veteran. Veteran is a person who is an expert. War veterans, right? They have fought many wars. Idealist is not that person. Idealist is a person who looks for perfectness in everything, perfectionist. He believes in something which can only exist in imagination, a perfect world. Amateur or amateur is the right word. So he's a novice, right? So he is someone who is just learning an activity or who might not be a professional in that activity. Ignorant is a person who doesn't know anything, of course. So your right answer is C for cat. Fill in the blanks with the correct word given in the brackets. So some of these are homonyms. Words which have the same roots, sound same, right? Shyam poured, P-O-U-R-E-D or P-O-R-E-D over his notebooks. 1 or 2? So your answer has to be 2. Poured. Poured means read carefully. And P-O-U-R-E-D, when you pour coffee into a cup from a jug. Rima was a selected or selective shopper. Not selected shopper. She was selective. Selective. Right? Selective. So selective, the second one, is what you mean. When you say selective, what you intend to say is someone who makes choices. The mother pinned or pined for her child. Now, PINNED is not that. Pin means, let's suppose if two of you are having a fight and you pin the other person against the wall, right? Or you put a pin on paper, so you pin the paper to the file. Pined. Pine means to long, to desire that your child should be with you, right? So that is what pined is. Let's turn the page over. Please hold on. I could hear the bells pealing at 5 o'clock. Which pealing? PEALING or PEELING? Now, if you look at PEELING, the peel of a potato, the skin, right? And PEAL is the sound of the bell. So the first one, PEALING, will fit in here. You must apply the brake or the break, right? I'm just pronouncing it as break so that you understand the second one. It's also break. So the first one, BRAKE, is your correct answer. You must apply the brake, not the BREAK. That's kind of an interval. Have you winded or wound the clock? Now the past tense of wind, when you turn the crown of a clock, right? In Hindi you say chabi de rahe hain, right? So have you winded or wound the clock? So have you wound, WOUND, wound. It will be pronounced as wound over here, but when you get it on your body, it's wound. Okay, the spelling is the same. Ravi is suffering from FLEW or FLU? Not flew. Flew is the past tense of fly. FLU is the correct answer. I have been dreaming or dreamt of buying a nice toy since yesterday. So you are still dreaming. So ING. So I've been dreaming. Did you manage to awake or wake up on time? Come on. Not awake. Were you awake on time or did you manage to wake up on time? Wake up will be the correct answer. He is one of those people who tell the truth. Now here I told you the rule of grammar. Those people who. So who is related to people. So it will be a plural verb. So it will be he is one of those people who tell, without an S, who tell the truth. I laid or I lied the table. I laid. Right, Swati ma'am had spoken to you about transitive and intransitive verbs in lie and lay, right? And in some grammar video I'll also cover it. So here the answer will be I laid. Laid means I arranged the table. Yesterday my father thought or taught me how to fly or flew a plane. So my father taught, past tense of teach, TAUGHT, how to fly a plane. Has or have the students arrived? So it's more than one, so it will be have, HAVE. Now next page. Dash, open or take off your shoes before entering the class. Yes, this is an area of common mistake which I encounter very often in Haldwani and many other small towns of India. Even the big towns where people get confused between these. Open or take off your shoes before entering the class. You don't open your shoes, you take off. You take them off your body, right? Open would be you actually are dissecting the shoe. So take off your shoes. Why don't you open or switch on the radio? You don't open the radio. In fact, the repairer of the radio would open the radio, but you will switch on the radio. So you'll switch on the light, you'll switch on the television, you'll switch on the geyser. Don't open the geyser, please. Can you hear or listen to me clearly on the phone? Can you hear me? I'm not saying listen to over here. Listen to is listen very carefully. Here is, can you actually make sense of what I'm, my voice? Can you hear that? That is what I'm saying. Did you see or watch the movie? Watch. The difference, see is just to have a glimpse. Watch is to watch a movie intently and intensely as well. Will you walk in or on the garden? In the garden, not on the garden. You walk on grass in the garden. In is an enclosed space over there, right? Rakesh has a or no article required headache? A headache. With headache, stomach ache, you put an indefinite article. Can you tell to or nothing him to come here? Can you tell? Nothing is required. No infinitive required. Can you tell him to come here? I've often heard students speaking, can you tell to him? No, you don't tell to someone, right? You say to someone, but you don't tell to someone. Goenka is running besides or behind the bus. He is running behind the bus, not besides. Besides means apart from. It's not beside. BESIDE without an S means next to. If that would have been the option, we could have ticked either one. But since it's besides, which means apart from, it will be wrong. So it will be behind the bus. Alok is wiser than THEN or THAN, his brother. Now THEN is for time, right? I ate an ice cream, then I went for a walk. But than is for comparison. Alok is wiser than THAN, his brother. I do not like either tea or and coffee. So since it's either, you will put or. You are making a choice. I don't like tea, I don't like coffee. So I don't like either tea or coffee. So I don't like neither tea nor coffee. That would have been a better sentence. I do not like neither tea nor coffee. Or I like neither tea nor coffee, right? So I do not like either tea or coffee. Next one. The mane, MAIN or MANE of the lion is very bushy. MAIN means the most important, and MANE is the hair you see around the lion's neck. So the MANE of the lion is very bushy. So please hold on. Let's look at the other part of the exercise. Have you ever seen a or an unicorn? Now unicorn, although it starts with a U, but the sound is of a Y, so it's not a vowel, so it will be a unicorn. Substitute the underlined word with the correct one from the options. Rajesh brought medicines from the chemist. Yeah, he could bring, but do we have a better option? Rajesh buy, wrong. Rajesh bring, wrong. Rajesh bought means he purchased, right? So Rajesh bought medicines from the chemist. Rajesh brought medicines. Where did he bring it from? He brought it from the chemist, but he bought it. He must have paid for it. So C is the correct option. Shefali drawn water from the well. Withdrew? No. Withdrew means to take away, right? You withdrew. He withdrew his appeal. Pulled water from the well? No. She might have pulled the bucket, but not water. So she drew water. Drew. The past tense of draw is drew. So when you take out water from the well, you draw water and drew. Shah catched a burglar. Oh, atrocious. You don't catched, you catch. But Shah in the past tense, caught. Past tense of catch is caught. So option B. The forests burned and the guards sleeping. The forests burnt. Option A, let's look at it. The forests burnt is fine, and the guards sleep. That will be wrong. The forests are burning and the guards sleeping, but where is the R? It's also wrong. The forest burned and the guards sleep. C is also wrong. The forest burned and the guards slept. So option D. Now with burnt and burned, you can use either of them. The dog bite its master. Past tense of bite is bit, and it's without an apostrophe. So option C. The dog bit its master. IT with an apostrophe as it is given in option A will mean it is. Okay, so option C is the correct answer. So I hope you enjoyed this exercise. Thank you. Keep reading, keep practicing.